Good morning, everyone. Hi. It is so cold here this morning. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. It is so cold. It is 50 and windy and damp, and I did not dress for it, but that's okay. Hi, good morning. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 354, and we're here live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees in the east, and this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. It is freezing and windy and damp here this morning, and I am going to try to last as long as I can, but I am frozen. For some reason, I dressed like it was going to be very tropical this morning, and it is not. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know what you're crafting on this morning. Let me know where you're from, or ask me any questions that you might have. I brought some things to share with you today. But wait and say good morning first. Good morning, Chris and Melissa, Naomi. I missed a bunch of names and I'm sorry about that. Hi, Sherry and Melody. I think I saw Naomi. Jane, Grace, Thea, thanks for joining live, everybody. Glad you could be here. Good morning, Lisa and Kimberly and Josie and Lydia. So glad you all could be here. Hi, Penny and Lily. Lily says it's 6 and snowing where she's at. Yeah, that's much colder, but I bet you aren't barefoot and with no sleeves and sitting outside either. Oh man, the wind is killing me this morning. Hi, Judy and Danielle. Thanks for joining live. Oh, people are finding out that they're neighbors. That's nice. Hi, Nancy. Yes, Lisa, this is the Mary shawl. I thought it would be a fun one to wear today because this is the shawl from Motif Magic that was excerpted into Crochet World magazine. This is the issue that is on newsstands now. Good morning, Janet and Connie. And you see here there's my name on the cover, and so if you find this on a newsstand near your, good morning Stanisha and Stacy and Cindy, you can find this at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, AC Moore, anywhere you can find craft magazines, you will find Crochet World magazine. And the issue that is on newsstands now is the issue that has this shawl excerpted out of this book, and also a 2-page interview with me. Let's see, where is that? And there's also a review of Motif Magic and maybe a review of Be So Fine yarn. This particular shawl uses Be So Fine yarn, which is one of my #1 fingering weight yarns. It's 100% bamboo, and this is colorway Calypso Lime. It is so beautiful. You can also find, so in the pattern you get written instructions, a bunch of charts, and there is also a video tutorial here on YouTube, so if you prefer to follow along with a video, I have that as well. And I'll unclip it here so you can see how beautiful the motifs are. It is a square motif joined on the diagonal, and then I made triangle motifs to match to create straight edges for this beautiful triangle. And I just love how beautiful that motif is. And wearing it over a contrast color really allows you to show off the stitch work. And I'll show you, I modeled it differently in the book so you can see it. I'm going to put it back on it. No, it's not much of a layer, but it's better than no layers this morning. It's so cold. Where did I put my butterfly clip? I was using a butterfly clip on it. Anyway, I want to show you a few other ways that I've styled it. So here it is in Motif Magic. And you can see it against the nature background is really pretty too. But then I want to show you on a professional model in the magazine, and she wore it over a different color as well. I think she wore all white, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Which I thought was a really beautiful contrast with the Calypso Lime colorway too. Yeah, here it is. So here's one picture of her. She's so pretty. And I love the green shawl over a white top and white jeans. I think it's so pretty. I will definitely wear it like this summer. Isn't that beautiful? And she used one of my shawl pins on there too. Love the way they styled it in the magazine. Hopefully that shows up. Can you guys see that? Can you see the white outfit underneath? Yeah, it definitely looks good over black too. Oh, there's my butterfly clip. So this is one of those butterfly clips that I found on Amazon. And if you want to find them too, they're in my Amazon shop. The link is in the video description below. And so I'm just, you know how I like to drape things asymmetrically. So today I'm draping it almost over this shoulder to give me a straight edge along the bottom here. And I like how it allows my arm to cut out, kind of like a cold shoulder top. I don't know, it's how I'm feeling about it today, so I thought this was fun. I'm also wearing another top that is a project that you can make. This is, I believe this is the Brooke crochet sleeves that you can make over any tank top. This is a $2 Walmart tank top that I decorated with some little lacy cap sleeves in Be So Fine yarn in colorway Raven, which I just think is adorable. I should take this off to show you. And I'm wearing Be So Fine Raven in tassel earrings today. Another project. But let me take this off so you can see the tank top. It is just a plain old $2 tank top. But honestly, would you ever guess that? Once you put those sleeves on, how cute is that as just a top on its own? It does not feel like a tank top. It feels like a cute top. And I think the tassel earrings just dress everything up anyway. Ooh, here comes the wind. Yikes. Thanks, butterfly kisses. Oh, and I'm wearing those Fashion Nova jeans that I told you about. I'll show you those again too. These are their high-waisted classic skinny jeans. And you remember, I'm 5'9". This is regular length. See, it has plenty of length for me. I want to show you how high up they come. Super, super stretch. They are so comfortable. They are like wearing leggings. The pockets in the front do not work, so they are more of a legging than a jean. But the pockets in the back work just fine, and they start around $30. I have an affiliate link for it, so I'll share that in the video description when the video's over. But I absolutely love them, and for the price, how can you beat that? I'm wearing size 13, and they have a bunch of sizes under that and a bunch of sizes over that too. All right, does anybody have any questions before I move on? Hi Joanna, thanks for joining live. Oh my God, the wind is just going straight to my bone. Yeah, it is a lot of information already, Sherry. I feel like I'm just going this morning. Hi Grace, Judy, I can't remember if I said hi to you or not, so hi. Hi Lisa. Yes, Sandshell, sunny and cold today. Cold and windy. My feet are numb and I'm pretty chilly to the bone. Yeah, the waves are gorgeous this morning. Yeah, extra ripply because of the wind, I suppose. Extra choppy. Joanna, this is the Mary shawl. It is one of the beautiful shawl patterns in my book, Motif Magic. And this month it is excerpted in Crochet World magazine. This magazine is on newsstands right now, and it has a 2-page interview with me inside, as well as a review of Motif Magic, and the Mary shawl is inside this month too. Thank you, Kimberly. And this is made in Be So Fine yarn in colorway Calypso Lime. All right, does anybody have any other questions before I move on? Yeah, you can find, I think it's this is the easiest crochet magazine to find. I think it's sold everywhere that crochet magazines are available. I've seen it at Walmart, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, AC Moore, Barnes & Noble. Kimberly, how's my plans going for my trip? Good. I leave next Tuesday. I have to leave a day early. I'll be gone Tuesday to Friday, and I still haven't solidified when I can talk about it and what I can say about it. Obviously, eventually it will be announced. It is a professional trip, so eventually I will talk about where's the book located. The book is available. You can get an autographed copy directly from me on my website, or this is available in on Amazon in every country that Amazon is sold, in Amazon Prime, and I believe it's available at Barnes & Noble as well. Thanks, Denisha. Thank you. Yeah, I'm almost ready for my trip. I have not decided what I will be wearing yet. Still have to figure that out. But I will probably be bringing the Fashion Nova jeans. I'm really excited about them. They're very comfortable. No, I did not pick out the garments I'll be wearing yet. No, I didn't. And I haven't gotten official word yet if I can mention where I'm going yet. But as soon as I do, I will share all of it with you and hopefully be able to do some taping and some live streaming behind the scenes. So hopefully I'll get to share it all with you while I'm there. But we'll find out soon. Yeah, Lisa, I hope I picked the right ones. I'm cutting it kind of close. Oh, for picking outfits? No. No, Grace, I could pick outfits the day before. I'll be fine with that. Otherwise, everything else is ready. Thanks, Lydia. Danielle 007. Not quite, but just want to make sure that I don't announce something before the company if they want to announce it first. So just want to make sure I don't step on any toes. That's all. Okay, so what I thought what I wanted to do is go back through some of my older books and talk about yarn substitution like we started yesterday, because I've always been careful to write what weight of yarn each pattern is done in before saying what yarn I used. I thought it would be fun to go through some of my older books before I had a yarn company and talk about which yarns I make and sell that could possibly get substituted to remake the projects. You probably already have a lot of my books at home, and if you don't and you see something you like, you may want to go out and get them. But if you already have them at home, it might give you a reminder of projects that you thought you were going to make at one point and didn't, or made and would love to make again, and that sort of thing. So I brought two this morning, and I figured when I feel like it, I'll bring other books and we can go through the projects that way again. So this morning I brought Seamless Crochet and a Knitting Rhapsody, and I thought it might be fun to go through and see which of the patterns would be fun to redo in different yarns that I make now. So we'll start with a Knitting Rhapsody, and the first pattern here is called the I Do Diamond Lace Scarf, and this one is done in fingering weight yarn, so you could do this one in Be So Fine or Be So Toasty or Be So Lush, and it would be beautiful. And it takes how much yarn? 330 yards, so you could do this in a half a ball of Be So Fine yarn. These are knitting patterns, Josie. This one's on a 4mm US 6. Here's another picture of it. And here's another picture of it. Then the next one is the Narina Ruched and Ruffled Scarf. This one is fun to make. And this one is flatter until you cinch it up with the laces inside, and this one's done on a number 4 worsted weight yarn. So you could do this one in Be So Tender yarn, Be So Brave, Be So Bold. Any of those would be really beautiful for that. Here's another picture of it wrapped around her neck like a cowl. Thank you, Emma Linda. Then we have the Lucky Clover reversible scarf with flower petal cutouts, and this one's done in a worsted weight yarn too. You can see how cute that one is. I love the texture of the flower cutouts. It's done in seed stitch with a picot edging and then the flower cutout, and this one's done in worsted weight, so you could do this one in Be So Brave, Be So Bold, or Be So Tender yarn. So cute. Although I think if you did it in a thinner yarn, that would make a really beautiful skinny scarf and be so bold, be so sporty, or be so fine too. It would just be skinnier and smaller because you'd be using skinnier yarn. Like if you did that in one of the bling yarns and made a headscarf out of it, I think that'd be adorable, especially since it has the picot edging. So there's a picot bind on, a cast on and bind off, and then a picot along the edge of every several rows. So it looks like a picot border, but it's done simultaneously with the scarf. Really cute. I love that one. And again, if I were to redo this one, I think I would do it with a thinner yarn even. And this one's called Melange, and this one's done in a sport weight yarn. This one's really cool because it actually has quite a crochet look to it, but it's knitting. And this one, see how many yards this is going to take. Oh, 270 yards of sport weight yarn, so you could totally do that with one ball of Be So Sporty yarn or Be So Sporty Bling. You could also use Be So Fresh or Be So Soulful. Any of my sport weight yarns would be perfect for that, and you could get the you could do it in one ball. Here's the stitch up close, and you can see, doesn't that look a lot like crochet? It's 100% knit though. Yeah, it'd be gorgeous and Be So Fine yarn, Lisa, or Be So Sporty. Either one would be just gorgeous. Oh, this one's super fun too. This one you could do in a worsted weight yarn as well. This is a reversible cabled wrap with drop stitches in it. Those cables are done on a knit one, purl one rib base, which means that they're reversible. It looks exactly the same on both sides. So by adding buttons to one side and adding the buttons on both sides of the project, you can twist this and make it a Mobius as well as leave it flat like a capelet like that. Look at when it's twisted. The cable is identical on both sides. It is completely reversible fabric because you do the cables on a knit one, purl one base. Isn't that beautiful? Jane, you have the book already. Awesome. Yeah, so this one I think would be gorgeous in Be So Tender yarn, Be So Bold yarn, or Be So Cozy yarn, which are my worsted weight yarns. Now you could also hold a couple of yarns together to get the thickness too. What if you took like a Be So Sporty and a Be So Tender and Be So Dazzling and held them together? That would be awesome. Like that shawl I did for 80 Handmade Gifts, I held several yarns together to get a thicker yarn. That would be really fun for that. Penny, this is a Knitting Rhapsody. You may already have this book at home. Let's see, what year did this get published? I wrote this book in 2011. It's still available. You can still buy it on Amazon and probably order it at yarn shops or whatever. Wherever you buy your books, you can probably still order it if it's not on the shelf, and it's definitely available on Amazon. And then we'll go through and see some of the shawls here. I thought I was going to find a specific shawl. Maybe I should just keep going. Oh, and the skirts too. Here, this is a beautiful skirt. This skirt here, it says it's in DK, but I think it would be gorgeous in sport weight yarn too. I would redo that one in Be So Sporty yarn, I think. Be So Sporty or Be So Sporty Bling. It's gonna be gorgeous. This has a really unique stitch pattern too. Isn't that beautiful? This is worn, it's going to be worn as a wrap skirt or as, see, she's got it worn as a wrap skirt there, and then she's wearing it as a cover up there. This is, I don't know what the side conversation is. This is a Knitting Rhapsody. The wrap that I'm wearing is from Motif Magic. Alright, so I see a lot of people preferring to talk about crochet this morning, so that's why I brought two different books with me. So I showed you quite a few of them. There's a lot more in there, and when you go to look in the book, just keep in mind that if you want to substitute any of the yarns, it's an older book, so some of the yarns may be discontinued, or you may prefer to substitute one of my yarns. The weight is listed at the front of each pattern. Same with all of my books, including this one that we'll talk about next. Seamless Crochet is a book that I wrote. Let's see, what year did I do this book? I want to say it was after A Knitting Rhapsody. It's 2011 also. These books came out the same year, but I believe this one came out later in the year. And this is a technique of crocheting motifs and joining them as you go without cutting yarn between the motifs. So as a technique, it does have a bit of a learning curve. It is a little more complicated to learn than regular join as you go motifs, but once you learn it, it is fascinating, and it is a great way to not have loose ends to weave in when you join motifs. So I'll give you an example, like here we go. All right, so look at all of these little tiny motifs. Can you imagine if you made them individually, how many ends you'd have to weave in? So for this one, you don't have to weave in all those ends. You simply join them as you go. Do I have a video tutorial on that? Yeah, I've done a few video tutorials on it. This particular book does come with a DVD where I did a full, I think it's a 1 hour DVD explaining the techniques. And I've done some videos on it in the past. You can find it on my YouTube channel as well. And I plan on doing more. I'm getting the rights back to this book, so I plan on republishing it soon. Don't know how soon is, but it's on the list of things to do. But so what's really cool about the book too is that there's the reference library part of the book, and then there's the patterns as well. So let's see. I'm not catching that someone has a question, but I'm not catching what the question is. So you see, there's patterns, and then there's also the swatches that show you how to make it as well. So it's part reference book and part. Oh, here's the photo I wanted to show you of that other one. This is all little tiny motifs. Can you imagine having to weave in the loose ends if you made them separately? It's so awesome to do something like that without having to weave in the loose ends. But there's shawls in here. That one's, I believe that one was a DK weight. Yep, this one's a DK weight. And you can do DK with sport weight. I think those are pretty interchangeable as well, especially in shawls and things that aren't strictly sized. This one is worsted weight, but again, this one I think would be gorgeous in any weight yarn. I think this would be gorgeous in anything from fingering weight all the way to worsted weight. I would love to make this one in Be So Fine yarn. Would love to. I've always wanted to redo this one in a fingering weight yarn. So you've got the motifs that have little flowers in them, and then I pulled the flowers from the motif to create a flower fringed edging on it too, and I just think that's so pretty. That's the one on the cover. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. And what's interesting about this is that I went even a little farther with this one. Not only is it join as you go motifs without cutting yarn in between, but it's also with triangle and square motifs, and it's top down increasing. So I really pushed the envelope on this one. But once you get the hang of it, it's just an amazing type of project to make. Here's a close-up of the fringe. See, there's one that I thought looked like little ninja stars, and I wanted to point that I think this one would be beautiful and Be So Sporty yarn. Those little motifs look like ninja stars, don't they? Or those little throwing stars, I always thought that. But so pretty. I think that'd be gorgeous and Be So Sporty yarn. And here's what the motifs look like. They have a swirl to them as well. Oh, and here's it has a cool edging too. We won't have time to go through all of it, but I'll try to go through a couple of them. This blanket's really pretty too. This blanket's done with worsted weight yarn, but again, if you made this a smaller size and made a rectangular wrap instead, you could do this in any weight yarn. This motif is so beautiful. I think it'd be gorgeous as a rectangular wrap too. Thanks, Mar. This is the Mary shawl from my book, Motif Magic, and it's also being featured this month in Crochet World magazine, which is available on newsstands now. It uses Be So Fine yarn and colorway Calypso lime, and in the magazine you can also find an interview with me as well as the pattern and a review of Motif Magic. Steve likes the patterns but doesn't think he's ready for them. I understand, and when I re-release this, I will be doing videos for all of the projects, because I agree, it is hard to wrap your head around this technique until you see how it's done, and then I think you will absolutely love it. So just be patient with me. We're going to get to it together, I promise. This is a blanket in the book, and I think this would be gorgeous for a shawl or a wrap too, or a baby hat. How beautiful is that motif? These flowers are made as part of the motif, and they are joined as you go without cutting the yarn. How gorgeous is that? For a baby blanket, amazing. This is DK weight. This would be gorgeous in a Be So Baby yarn. And can you imagine doing the border in a couple of different colors? Or you could do the motifs in the center in one color, then do borders of motifs in other colors. Oh, a poncho would be great too, Lisa, or a shawl. Or what if you did a shawl without the flowers and then just did the flowers along the edge? Gorgeous. It's just a beautiful motif. I love this one. And that's all done continuously in one piece of yarn. Amazing, right? Yeah, so we'll come back to this for sure. You can buy this in stores still now, or you may already have it on your shelf. And like I said, I will be re-releasing this at some point as well. Does anybody have any other questions? Hi, Twanisha. Thanks for joining live. Thank you. I survived the weather. I can't believe it. That's what happens once I start talking. I get focused. Thanks, Sherry. Hi, Delia. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like everything. Do I have patterns that aren't holy? Sure I do, Penny. I think I've published over 600 patterns. There's plenty to choose from. Yeah, there's plenty to choose from, Penny. Not everything is lace. A lot of it's lace. I love lace, but not everything's lace. All right, doesn't look like there's any more questions, so let's take this last minute here to look out at this beautiful view, soak in the colors, the sounds of the waves, and set our intentions for the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire